pulmonary like embolism, like a blood clot in his lungs. And yeah, it was a very sudden thing that I don't think anybody really expected. And
he was living in Indiana.
He was living in southern Indiana, and he was doing quite well, and like everything kind of changed in about 6 months, and then he suddenly this embolism showed up, and I tried to get there because his body was like shutting down. And
what do you mean? So an embolism? Can you bring it up just so I know, Trevin? Sorry to interrupt you, Stephen.
No, don't be
just
sorry.
Like sometimes I've let information fly and I don't know what it is. An embolism, a pulmonary embolism, is a blood clot that travels to and blocks an artery in the lungs, cutting off normal blood flow and oxygen exchange and creating a potentially life-threatening emergency. So had this been happening for a while and then it got bad?
Yeah. And so he had obviously some things going on that he never knew was happening. And then, yeah, it got to that life-threatening emergency point. And then there is a point where they can only do so much. And he was a bit of a cowboy, and those kind of classic dudes that don't want to go to the doctor and I'll tough it out kind of thing. I'm sure there was a lot of that mentality going into it. Also, there was poor health care. He was a victim of the American healthcare system too in that regard. I won't get into all that, but yeah, like that was a big part of it.
We've talked about that a lot over the years. It's a nightmare, and the stress they put people through trying to deal with their own taking care of themselves. It's like, yeah, it's a nightmare.
Especially at his age, at 59, he was starting to feel like, oh, you're just like a forgotten human. They don't, they don't really want to take care of you. They want to do everything but that. Like you got to fight tooth and nail to take care of yourself in that, at least where he was at that time. And I got a really panicked call from my sister that morning and said, you need to get here like now. Like Dad is very sick and we don't know what's happening. And they rushed him to the emergency room. And I jumped in my car and sped up there, and I said goodbye to him in the middle of Kentucky on the side of I-65 on an iPhone 8 on the side of a highway. And that was
pulled over to make it quieter?
Yeah. And just so I didn't lose signal, I was so worried that, because, the middle of Kentucky is the middle of nowhere. And like, what if I drop the call? Like, yeah. And, so I just pulled over it was insane. I just, the sound of like semis flying by me at like 90 miles an hour, but literally being I felt like I was in a bubble, like not like the world stopped around me in that little car. Like a semi could have taken the side of that car off. I wouldn't even had known it, or, I was in a state of absolute shock and horror. It was a very traumatizing experience.
And you were on a FaceTime call?
No, it was just on a video or a normal phone call.
Was he able to speak to you?
He was, and he
did he know that it could be like his last moment?
He knew he was dying.
Bothering you by asking you this?
No, I talk about it a lot on stage. I kind of relive it every night, and that's been a challenge for me, like mentally, kind of. But it's also been like the beautiful part of unpacking trauma and grief, because I'm not. Like our music, like really, it finds the grieving, and I think it's important for me to grieve as well. Like I go through grief every night, and but he was such a gangster in that moment. He knew he had maybe 90 seconds left on this earth. He knew he was going, not just going, but going fast. He even told me, he's like, I'm going, Stephen, and. Sorry. But yeah, he was so calm about it. He said everything's going to be okay.
Oh,
that was his first thing he said, like such a dad thing to say. And he said, write a good song for me, Stephen. And he said, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you 4 times. And
he wanted you to know for sure.
Yeah, he wanted there to be no doubt. And so I say it more than once all the time now, because I from that experience, I kind of realized that people are counting, and I was counting, and it was weird. Like on that last "I love you," it's almost like his voice got quieter. Like he was literally being pulled, like God was snatching him from the universe in that last "I love you."
Wow.
And he was gone 30 seconds later.
Oh.
And that was it. I was the last person he spoke to, and I'm really grateful that I got to speak to him. And in that moment, in that car, I was so angry at God. I was so angry at him, even my dad. I was like, how dare you die on me like this? Like it wasn't supposed to happen. Like none of it was supposed to happen like that. Yeah. Like I was under the impression he was invincible, first of all. And he was just so young, and he was just such a, just such a lively, such a bright light. So it didn't seem possible. And even to people in my hometown, they were in disbelief when he died. Like it was like, because his life force was so big that like people were in denial. It's like, that's impossible. There's no way he could be dead. Like, and I was like, no, he really is. And it was a tough thing to really come to terms with. But with any great reaction or any like chemical reaction, there is a catalyst. And I have to say, the reason I'm here and the reason I'm anywhere right now is because of that conversation. It was, you have a product and a reactant, and then there's a catalyst, and that conversation is what catalyzed my whole career.
Really?
And that write a good song for me, Stephen. Was like a lifetime's worth of jet fuel for me to charge across the galaxy and do everything I could to try and keep him alive. To try and just tell the world about him, that
carry out his wish.
Yeah, I mean, what I found out is like carrying out his wish and keeping him alive was keeping so many other people that other folks have lost, other humans have lost alive. He was resurrecting other people at the same time. And these people were coming to shows with this bounty of love that had no place to go. And that's what grief is, essentially. And I gave them, these songs have given them a home for at least maybe 3.5 or 4 minutes. And and that's been that's really been the charge of all of this. That's been the mission statement is at the very beginning was just keep Dad alive. Keep him alive at all costs. And like kind of a psychotic denial for the first couple of years that he was even gone. I was like, no, he's still around. And a lot of times I felt him on my shoulders like a little kid. It was really weird. It was like this weird reversal of roles. And
well, now that he's free, he kind of could do as he wants. He could be on your shoulders.
Yeah, he would show up like that. And the reason why I play this song "Stand By Me" is just literally 2 weeks after he died, I was scheduled to play this songwriter festival in Deadwood, South Dakota. And it's in the Black Hills, and it's a very spiritually charged area, just in general.
Yeah, for sure it is.
And the guy that runs it says, you don't have to play any music. I know you're in a bad spot. I hadn't slept in a week. And he's like, just come here and, see what happens. Just be around people. Like, there's nothing but love for you here. And we know you've gone through it. And at the end of the festival, they asked, all the writers and stuff there, if you wanted to play a cover, what's your favorite cover that you love? And they did this big finale. I'd been, for some reason, for about a year prior to my dad's death, I'd been singing the song "Stand By Me" in my living room the exact way I play it now.
It just popped in your head it just kind of came into you?
Yeah, and like for some reason that song has haunted me my whole life because of the movie "Stand By Me."
Oh, for sure. That's a big part of a lot of people's. That movie was huge in people's lives for so many little moments.
Yeah, like I very much saw myself in the kid on the left, the
Corey Feldman?
the Gordy LaChance. No,
Oh,
what was his name? Will Wheaton, like the writer that was trying to find a voice, the nerdy little writer kid on the left.
yeah.
And